uh, a shorter time comparing three or more groups. Kasi medyo matagal kapag marami na kayong groupings, 8, 10 groups, medyo matagal kapag isa-isang test. Pero kung masipag naman kayo, you can conduct tests. And in the analysis of variance, we have the response variable and the factor variable. And the response variable is the variable that we are comparing. Ito yung mga variables na na-enumerate nyo doon sa instruments nyo na kung natatandaan nyo, in every independent and dependent variable, require ko kayo na magkaroon ng 3 sets of sub-variables. And these are what we call the response variable. And each of the response variable can be compared using the groupings that you set in your SPSS. And we also have the factor variable, which is the categorical variable, at ito nga yung groupings na ginagawa natin sa SPSS. Sa Excel, meron din namang analysis of variance, kaya lang ibibigay niyang mga statistic, computed values. Hindi kanya magbibigyan ng computed value of or the significance value computed to be compared with the set level of significance. So examples of the classified or the classifications that we group our respondents into are the gender or the sex, the race, the political party, or sa example natin kanina, yung barangays. In all of the respondents will be grouped according to the barangays that they belong. So lahat ng members ng isang barangay ay mapupunta sa isang group, at yung ibang group naman ay mapupunta sa ibang group na sineset natin. So, therefore, sa example natin kanina na 320 respondents, pwede mo silang i-group into 8 groups dahil kung 8 barangays lang yung location mo at group mo per barangay, hindi ka mahihirapan i-compare ang mga respondents dahil naka-group na sila into 8 barangays only. So to clarify on the use of this analysis of variance, let's have an example on the variable, or the response variable, which is the amount of time that a student spent in studying for statistics exam. And in conducting the analysis of variance, we can group them into per grade levels. So yung amount of response time is our response variable, and the factor variable or the groupings is per grade levels. Another example is that when we compare the performances of the employees according to the groups, you can group them into any factor variable that you want or that you set in your comparisons. At kung meron kayong 100 employees, pwede nyo siyang i-group into 4, depende kung, let's say for example, the group of the regular employees, the casual employees, and the contract of service employees. So tatlong group na yun. So that will be your factor variables, the group 1, group 2, and group 3. Group 1, let's say for example, for the permanent employees or the regular employees. Group 2 will be the casual employees, and group 3 will be the contract of service employees. So yung 100 na yun, mag-group into 3. And we have some conditions to meet for the conduct of this analysis of variance. One condition or one assumption should be the data are randomly sampled. Ibig sabihin, randomly sampled siya, yung bawat empleyado, hindi mo naman sila group lang dahil gusto mong kung saan sila mapuntang group. But doon sa groupings na ginawa natin, doon sa regular, casual, and contract of service classifications, all of the employees are randomly sampled. Hindi mo alam kung sino sa kanila ang mapupunta doon sa mga groups na yun. And another assumption is that the variance of each sample are assumed equal. So ito yung importante kasi kapag nagpakandak tayo ng analysis of variance at medyo malaki ang variances ng mga groups natin, medyo questionable yung pagkandak ng analysis of variance. So anyway, it's only an assumption. So ina-assume natin na kapag grinupo natin yung 100 employees na yan, they have equal variances for us to have a valid conduct of the analysis of variance. One-way analysis of variance. And another condition is that the residuals are normally distributed. So ito yung normal distribution, lagi nating dapat tinitingnan kasi the normality of the distribution would affect the statistic that are computed out of the data that we are comparing. Kapag hindi normally distributed, medyo questionable yung statistic na nakakompare natin. At kung natatandaan niyo yung normal distribution na yan, na take up niyo siguro in your fundamental statistics, yung curve, yung bell-shaped curve, when the curve is mesocortic, then we can conduct the analysis of variance, or the statistic that we compute for conducting the analysis of variance will be more valid when compared to conducting an analysis of variance to the distributions that are leptokurtic and flat-kurtic. At syempre, we start with our analysis of variance in constructing our null and alternative hypotheses. But again, in the conduct of the hypothesis testing, we are testing the significant difference, non-significant difference of the groups that we are comparing. Kaya yung null hypothesis ang i-reject or ina-accept natin. Kung natatandaan nyo, ang null hypothesis natin, yun yung working hypothesis natin. At yung alternative hypothesis natin, ito yung research hypothesis natin. So in the conduct of the analysis of variance, this is the test of non-significant difference among the groups that we set in our data, meaning they are all equal. And in this statement, it should be there is no significant difference among the groups when the response variable is considered. Going back to the example, let's say for example, we have how many cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 24. We have 24 sales per ton to compare. And we group them according to the area that they are assigned. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 salesperson are assigned in area 1, and 9 salesperson are assigned in area 2, and 8 salesperson are assigned in area 3. Grouping this, we can compare their parameters as to the factor variable area of assignment. And in each of the areas, all of the respondents have their data, and we can compute for the parameters or the statistic that we use for analysis of variance. Manually, we can compare or we can compute for the mean, the standard deviation, and the variance. So kung titingnan natin dito, let's say for example, in the employees, the 7 employees in area 1 has a mean of standard, a mean of 75.71. 9 employees in area 2 has a mean of 67.11, and 8 employees in area 3 has a mean of 53.5. So this means can be compared using t-test. Employees in area 1 and area 2, employees in area 2 and area 3, and employees in area 1 and area 3. So kung t-test ang gagamitin, 3 beses ka magkakandak ng t-test. Diba natatandaan nyo, ginamitan nyo ng t-test yung data ninyo, 10 lang yung data nyo, medyo it is not valid data for parametric test kasi nga for the meeting, to meet the normality of the assumption of the normality of the distribution, your respondents should be greater than 30. But in your case, para hindi na nga kayo bumalik sa field para mag-data collection, gamitin muna natin yung 10 respondents. So in Excel, nakukompute naman ito yung mean, standard deviation, and the variance. Sino pa ang hindi marunong mag-compute ng means and standard deviation sa Excel? Ma'am Annabel, alam mo na.
Sana hindi ko makalimutan yun. Alam na po.
Complete yan yun. So in the conduct or in analysis of variance, we consider the variations. And this variation is the sum of the squares of the deviations when we uh, when we talk about variations, these are the sum of the squares of the deviations. Ito yung mga variances. The sum of the squares of the variations. Kaya importante alam natin yung standard deviation at saka variances. And this sum of squares is the abbreviate or the SS kapag usapan natin ang analysis of variance at narinig nyo ang SS, ito kaagad yung sum of squares. At meron tayong dalawang sum of squares kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng groupings. Meron tayong sum of squares within the group at saka sum of squares between the groups. So dito, between groups, between group 1, 2, and 3, there are sum of squares. But within one group, there are also sum of squares. Ito yung tinatawag natin sum of squares between and sum of squares within groups. So, tatandaan nyo yan. Between groups, these are the sum of squares between the groupings. At yung SSW, these are the sum of squares within the group. The sum of squares within group 1, the sum of squares within group 2, and sum of squares within group 3. Kapag may question, ibato nyo kaagad para hindi tayo hindi natin maiwanan yung topic na medyo nalilito na kayo. Question, are all of the values identical? Siyempre hindi, because there are some variations in the data. Kaya nga, meron tayong analysis of variance. At ito yung tinatawag nating total variation or the SS total. Some books is the TSS. Kapag nakita natin sa analysis of variance ang TSS, ito ang tinatawag na total sum of squares or the variation. So again, the sum of squares is another term for the variation. At yung between groups naman, ito yung medyo tinatanong natin, yung bang are the sample means identical? If no, this is what we call the between group variation or the SS sub D, or the sum of squares, the variations between the groups. And again, meron din tayong variations within the group. Siyempre, magkakaroon din ng variation kasi nga iba-iba naman yung respondents sa ating groups or within the groups. There are different responses that we come up with our data collection. So dito sa mga sources of variation between and the within variations, meron din tayong tinatawag na error variation. Dahil kapag kina-compare natin ang mga groups natin at saka yung mga members of the groups, nagkakaroon ng error of variation. Kaya sa analysis of variance, meron tayong between groups or the between sum of squares, within sum of squares, and the total sum of squares. SS is the sum of squares. Pwede rin natin i-compute ang degrees of freedom between the groups. Meron din tayong degrees of freedom within the group at meron din tayong total degrees of freedom. Later, we will compute all this para alam natin kung paano natin mabubuo yung analysis of variance table natin or what we call the ANOVA table. And also, in the ANOVA table, dito natin makikita yung mean sum of squares or the MS. Ito yung computed value of the F. In the conduct of the analysis of variance, we are computing the F statistic. And of course, yung p-value, which will be compared with the set level of significance. So take note of all the parts of this ANOVA table kasi mamaya ito-compute natin lahat ito natin. So the between group variation is the variation between each sample mean and the grand mean. So sa pagko-compute ng between group variation, kailangan natin yung sample mean and the grand mean. Yung grand mean, syempre, yung lahat ng respondent na yan, regardless of where group do they belong. And in each individual variation is weighted by the sample size. So, depende. Kung doon sa groupings natin, kanina, meron tayong 7 sample size for group 1, 9 sample size for group 2, and 8 sample size for group 3. And within group variation, this is the weighted total of the individual variations. So individually, makukompute natin ang variations at ito yung tinatawag natin na within group of variations. We can compute that by weighing with the degrees of freedom. And the degrees of freedom for each sample is 1 less than the sample size. So for each sample, yung sample natin, yung group 1, let's say for example we have 7, the degrees of freedom for group 1 will be 7 minus 1. Doon sa group natin isa, meron tayong 9 groups, that would be 9 minus 1. And doon sa isa naman, we have 8 groups, 8 samples, 8 sample size. The degrees of freedom is 8 minus 1. But if we have 3 groups, the degrees of freedom will be the number of groups minus 1. So if we have 3 groups, 3 minus 1 will be the degree of freedom between groups. So ano ba itong degrees of freedom na pinag-uusapan natin? So the degree of freedom occurs for each value that can vary before the rest of the values are predetermined. For example, we have 6 numbers that have an average of 40. So syempre, dahil may 6 numbers tayo, 40 yung values ng lahat ng 6 numbers na yon, then 6 times 4 would be 240. So doon sa 6 numbers na yon, if 1 is known, or if the 5 values is known, then one should be fixed. Kaya siya nagkakaroon ng para nawawala yung bias, we should subtract 1 from the 6 numbers so that the degree of freedom will be computed by the number minus 1. Because when the when 5 of the 6 numbers could be anything, 1 would be set fixed. Kaya 6 minus 1. Kung 7 yan, then it should be 7 minus 1. Laging minus 1 para magkaroon tayo ng degrees of freedom for each of the values that we treat for analysis. So by definition, that would be 1 less than the number of values. So the between group degree of freedom is 1 less than the number of groups. Sabi ko nga kanina, meron tayong 3 groups. Group 1, 2, and 3. 3 minus 1. The degree of freedoms between the groups is 2. And in the sample sizes 7, 9, and 8, that would be the within group of within group degree of freedom. 7 minus 1 is 6. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So that the degree of freedom within would be 21. Addition lang naman yan. Subtraction lang naman yan, saka addition. So, madali pa naman yan. And that the total degree of freedom would be the total number of respondents. So 7 plus 8 plus 9 would be 24. Yes, 24 minus 1 would be a total degree of freedom of 23. Variances. Nakompute natin ang variation or the MS by the sum of squares divided by the degrees of freedom. Again, the sum of square is also the variation. So the variances can be computed by dividing the variation or the sum of squares by the degrees of freedom. So that is what we call the mean sum of squares. Yung MS is the variance, SS is the variation, divided by the degrees of freedom. So ito, kung meron tayong computed value na sum of squares between the 1902 divided by the between degree of freedom. Between sum of squares divided by the between degree of freedom would give you the mean sum of squares between groups. At kung meron tayong sum of squares within computed as 3,386, for example, and we have a degree of freedom within also computed as 21, dividing them would give us the mean sum of squares within the group. So take note, kung nasa between groups, lahat ng computed values of the sum of squares and degrees of freedom will be from the between groups. At kung nasa mean sum of squares within groups, saglit lang po. Okay. Kung nasa mean sum of squares within, we make use of the sum of squares within and the degrees of freedom within. And of course, for the total sum of squares, we can compute by dividing the total sum of squares divided by the total degrees of freedom.
Kulay brown. Wala.
So ito yung mga makikita natin mamaya doon sa analysis of variance tables.
Ikaw yan, kulay brown.
Hindi ko natin dito lang yun.
Hindi, mukha na itapon ko yun. Ilagay ko sana dito.
Nakakasunod pa ba?
Hindi.
Nasa terminologies pa lang ng tayo. So mga computations na binibigay ko, that is only to clarify and identify among these terminologies para mamaya pagka pinag-uusapan na natin sa computations ay hindi na tayo nalilito kung ano-ano yung mga kinakompute natin. So the mean sum of squares within is the full estimate of the variance. And the mean sum, the total mean sum of squares is the variance of the response variable. And typically, hindi na natin nilalagay sa analysis of variance yan kasi ang kailangan lang naman natin sa pag-compute ng F statistic is the mean sum of squares between and the mean sum of squares within. Dahil nakukompute natin ang F statistic by dividing the mean sum of squares between by the mean sum of squares within, or the MSB divided by MSW. And that will be for our computed value of the F statistic. So remember that the F-test is a right tail test. Kung natatandaan nyo, may nabanggit tayo na left tail test at saka right tail test. Right tail test kasi kapag nakapag-compute tayo ng negative values, we only have to find for the absolute value for us to conduct the comparison for the right tail test. Hindi natin tinitake yung sign of the computed value of F dahil minsan nababaliktad lang naman yung values. Mas mataas lang yung values nung tawag sa subtrahend o kalimutan ko na yung subtrahend and subtraction. Basta mas mataas yung
minuend, sir.
Ang minuend. Nag-negative lang siya. But we take the absolute value and compare the critical value with the absolute value of the F-test kapag negative yun, and then we either reject or accept the null hypothesis depending on the comparison of the two statistics. Dahil yung p-value na kino-consider natin is at the right tail of the test statistic. Noon sa normal curve natin, we only consider the right tail as our called the region of rejection. So ito yung binabanggit natin kanina dun sa p-value. If the p-value is less than the significance level, then we reject the null hypothesis. And the null hypothesis that the means of the three areas, dun sa example natin kanina, areas of sense operations were the same. Dahil ang statement natin, there is no significant difference among the salesperson when grouped according to the sales areas. And if we reject that null hypothesis, we can conclude that at least one has a different mean from the two of the sample groups. And in our investigation, there would be enough evidence to support that the tree is different when we compare, when they are grouped according to area 1, 2, and 3. And again, we don't stop with the comparison kapag gusto nating makita kung which of the three has a different mean from the two other groups by conducting a post hoc analysis. And that is another statistics that we will be conducting kapag na-prove natin that there is enough evidence that difference occurs among the groups that we set in testing our samples. So we apply one problem para na madali natin mag-grasp kung paano kinukompute or paano binubuo ang analysis of variance. So one problem, an exam manager is interested in evaluating 4 different types of standard training on employee productivity. So dito pa lang alam na natin kung ano yung response variable at saka yung factor variable. Question, alin ang response variable at saka factor variable lang? Anyone? Will you identify the two variables, the response variable and the factor variable? Really, Jeff, yes.
Good morning, sir. Sir, kung di po ako nagkakamali, yung factor variable po yung 4 na grupo. Yung group 1 on the job, group 2 computer assisted, group 3 lecture, tsaka group 4 videotape. Tapos sir, yung, ano si isa sir? Response po ba?
Response variable.
Response po ba yung isang variable, sir?
Yes, response variable.
Yung isa pong, yung response variable, yung productivity score, sir, or productivity.
Yes. Okay, very good. So we have the factor variable groupings, group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Namely, on the job, computer assisted, lecture, and videotape. And the response variable will be the employee productivity. And using the data below, for example, in the data collection, ito yung data ng employee productivity. Significant difference between the training methods shall be determined. Is there a significant difference? Kung sa problem statement sa research, yun ang madalas. Is there a significant difference in the employee productivity when they are grouped according to the standard training, to the types of standard training? Yung ibang madalas doon sa research na nababasa nyo siguro, parang there is a significant difference on job satisfaction when employees are grouped according to profile variables. So one profile variable, magbigay nga kayo ng isang profile variable. Yes, Arne.
Sir, pwede po yung length of service.
Yes, length of service is a profile variable and is numerical. So yung length of service, kapag kinokollect natin, numerical siya, dapat hindi tayo nagbibigay ng groupings kaagad for the respondents to check. Mas maganda kapag numerical variable, kinukuha lang natin yung exact value. 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years. Yung ibang questionnaires kasi nakalagay ka agad 0 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years na chinecheck na lang ng respondents. Pwede naman gawin yun if you do not need the parameter on the numerical value. Mahirap kasi i-compute ang average kapag chinek lang ng respondents yung ranges na yan, 0 to 5. So 0 to 5, pwedeng 1, pwedeng 2, pwedeng 3, pwedeng 4, pwedeng 5. Hindi mo alam kung alin doon. Eh kung 10 yung respondents mo, eh hindi mo na alam kung ano talaga yung number of years nila, isa-isa. Kung hindi, babalikan mo sila isa-isa. So I suggest, and I always suggest, during defenses na pinipresent ang mga questionnaires, na kapag numerical variables ang nasa profile, such as age and number of years in the service, leave it blank para i-suffice na lang o isulat na lang ng respondent yung exact number na ibibigay niya. Hindi yung i-check lang niya yung ilalagay niyo dun sa questionnaire na ranges. That is a suggestion for the researcher to be more exact in computing for parameters numerical. Naintindihan ba yung sinabi ko? Okay. Patandaan niyo yun ha. Pag gumawa kayo ng questionnaire at numerical variables, I suggest at mas maganda, blanco na lang para sila na lang ang nagbibigay ng exact amount. Kayo na lang ang mag-groupings pagka nandyan na yung exact values. Anyway, like sa example natin kanina, yung group ay yung 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, below 5, yung micro businesses, below 5, so binigay nila number of years in business 3, 4, 5, 8. Kung below 10, lahat yun ay igugrupo nyo as group 1.
Hanggang sa ano?
At lahat ng ibang nasa grupo, igugrupo nyo lang into group 2 or group 3. Kayo na lang ang mag-groupings doon sa mga numerical variables. So, mas madali nyong ma-compute ang parameters kapag numerical values, exact numerical values ang ibinigay ng respondents. So going back with the example, we have here the response variable, the data on the response variable, and the factor variables, the groupings of the trainings. So first, to conduct the analysis of variance is to formulate your null hypothesis. So stating the null hypothesis, since we are trying to find for the significant difference among the 4 groups of employees trained in the different methods, then the null hypothesis should be there is no significant difference among the 4 groups of employees trained in the different methods. Again, remember that we are trying to compare the response variable according to the groupings of the employees. So first, before we can compute for the F statistics, we have to compute for the mean sum of square. We also have to compute for the sum of squares between, the sum of squares within, and the total sum of squares, as well as with the degrees of freedom between, the degrees of freedom within, and the total degrees of freedom. But before you can compute for all those parameters, you should process your data first. In processing the data, to conduct the analysis of variance, you have to square all the individual values of your respondents. So 45 square is 2025. 39 square is 1521. 38 square is 1,444. Nasundan? Okay. So lahat itong nasa column na ito, first column on the squares, are the squared values of the group 1. And in the next column are the squared values of all those data in group 2. The third column in the squared values are the squared values in the third group. And the fourth column are the squared values of data in the fourth group. So isa-isa nyo i-square yan. And after squaring all this, kailangan natin itong mga sum of all the columns. You need for sum of column 1, sum of group 1 na lang, sum of group 2, sum of group 3, and sum of group 4. Sum of the data, hindi yung sum of the sample size. Kasi ang sample size natin ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So lahat naman, equal naman siya. Kaya 6 ang sample size ng bawat group. Pero the sum are the sum of the data of the 6 sample sizes. Also, we need to sum all of the squares for us to compute for the sum of all the values and the sum of all the squared values. Sigma of all values and the sigma of all the squared values. Kailangan natin itong dalawang ito at saka itong apat na ito. Nakikita niyo ba yung ako naka-show?
Yes po, sir. Nakikita naman, sir.
Kita naman. Kagayan ko na lang para sa mga kagaya kong malabong mata. Yan. Itong dalawang ito at saka itong apat na ito, 264, 374, 386, 282 are important values for us to compute for the F statistic and all the parameters we need in computing the F statistic. Next step would be to calculate for the sum of squares. So meron tayong tatlong sum of squares. The total sum of squares, TSS, or in other books, yung SS sub T, the between groups, SSB, and the within groups, SSW. First, we have to compute for the total sum of squares. So for the total sum of squares, formula, the sum of the squared values minus the ratio of the square of the sum of all the values divided by the total sample size. So, meron tayong sample size for each group, 4 groups, and 6 sample size, a total of 24. So, yung sum of x square natin kanina, ito yun, 73 or 76. At yung sum of square, yung 13. 06, ay sum of square. Sum of all the values, 1306. Okay, iba itong dalawang to ha. So this is the sum of the squared values, and this is the sum of the values squared. Or i-upload ko naman dito sa Google Query. So conducting the mathematical computations, we can compute for the total sum of squares, computed as 2,407. And we also need to compute for the sum of squares between groups with the formula, the sum of the column values squared divided by the sample size minus the correction term. So, itong tinatawag na correction term, ito rin yung ginagamit natin dito sa sum of squares between. Parang nag-message. So, ito rin siya yan. Kung computed na yan, siya rin ito. So, ito yung sum of all columns. For column 1, yung 264 kanina, ito 264, 374, 386, and 282. 264 square, 374 square, 386 square, and 282 square, divided by the sample size. At ang sample size natin kanina ay 6 in each group. So kung magkakaiba ng sample size, kung 5 lang yung nasa first group, o divided by 5 lang yan. Pero since we have equal groups naman, then all of them are divided by 6 sample size. Minus this correction term, or the sum of squares, sum of values squared, divided by the total sample size. So conducting the mathematical computations, we can compute for the value 1,947.17 using all these values. And easily, kapag na-compute na natin ang total sum of squares at saka sum of squares between, madali na lang i-compute ang sum of squares within. With the formula, the total sum of squares minus the sum of squares between groups. Minus na lang yan, we have our sum of squares within. Also, we need to compute for the total degrees of freedom. And the total degrees of freedom is the total sample size minus 1. So, meron tayong 24 sample size kanina. Dahil 6 times 4 is 24. Minus 1. A total degree of freedom of 23. And for the degree of freedom between groups, Narinig natin between groups, meron tayong 4 na groups, minus 1. So, a degree of freedom between group of 3. So, kung 5 groups tayo, edi 5 minus 1, meron tayong between groups na 5. And again, madali na lang i-compute ang degree of freedom within by subtracting degree of freedom between from the total degrees of freedom. Dito sa dalawang ito, the 23 minus 3 have a degree of freedom within of 20. So meron tayong ESS, SSB, SSW, DFT, DFB, and DFW. Pwede na natin ilagay dito sa analysis of variance table. So yung SSB, ESS, at saka SSW. Yung total degree of freedom, yung degree of freedom between, at saka degree of freedom within. So kapag na-compute na natin ito, itong dalawang column na ito, meron na tayo sa ANOVA table, madali na lang i-compute yung mean sum of squares, or what we call the variation, by the formula, the variances divided by the degree of freedom. So kung yung mean sum of squares or the variations between group ang kino-compute, of course, itong dalawa ang gagamitin natin to compute. The sum of squares between divided by the sum of squares within. For us to have the mean sum of squares between groups. And also, kapag kino-compute na natin ang mean sum of squares within, we make use of the sum of squares within divided by the degree of freedom between. Question so far? Question? Nakamute ba ako?
Hindi po.
Computed na ang mean sum of squares. Kailangan natin itong dalawang mean sum of squares na ratio or the computed value of f. The computed value of f will be the ratio of the mean sum of squares between and the mean sum of squares within. Ano lang ba kayo mas formula? Ito. The mean sum of squares between and the mean sum of squares within. For us to have a computed value of f, and this computed value f shall be compared to the critical value. So kung natatandaan niya, nag-set kanina ng level of significance na 5%. So yung problem. Nag-set ng level of significance na 5%. So, nasa inyo yan. Kung gusto nyo mag-set ng 1%, kung medyo confident naman kayo, then you can set 1%. But normally, we set it at 0.05 for the 5% levels of significance. And in finding the value of the critical F, meron din tayong makikita online. Critical values F. Calculator na lang. So online, pwede na natin, hindi na tayo gagamit ng manual table. Only, kailangan natin i-identify alin ang degrees of freedom 1 at alin ang degrees of freedom 2. Mga gagamit ng tables, nakikita ba ito?
Yes, po.
Sa table, makikita natin ito. Nasa taas ang one-tailed. So kapag ka nakaset ka ng level of significance na 0.05 at may degree of freedom kang 3, ang critical value ay yung intersection ng dalawa. So let's say for example, yung degree of freedom na 3 ipang ito. Sorry. So merong degree of freedom 1 or what we call the numerator degree of freedom, and denominator degree of freedom. 10%. Sorry. Pagod tayo sa calculator. Mas madali naman sa calculator. Critical values of F at 0.05 level of significance. So, kailangan natin ng numerator, degrees of freedom, itong nasa taas, at denominator, degrees of freedom, itong mga nasa kaliwa. Kung sa dalawang values natin ng degrees of freedom, meron tayong 3 at saka 20. Alin dyan ang numerator at denominator. This is important kapag nasa table, yung table ang ginagamit natin na malalaman natin na numerator value ang degree of freedom by taking a look at the mean sum of squares. Yung mas malaking mean sum of squares dun sa dalawang ito, yung katapat niyang degree of freedom, siya ang numerator. So, ibig sabihin, dahil dalawa lang naman yan, yung isa ang DF2 or the denominator degree of freedom. Since dito sa sample natin, mas mataas itong between mean sum of squares, ang numerator ay 3 at ang denominator ay 20. Locating that, numerator 3, remember, ito yung 5% kasi meron 1% yan sa baba. 3 and denominator 20. Ang critical value niya ay 3.10. Yan. 3.10 ang critical value of F at 0.05 level. Ngayon, kung nasa 0.01 level kayo, ganun pa rin naman. So, yung numerator at saka denominator degree of freedom, yung intersection nila, yun ang critical value of F. And that is 4.94. Ito yun. But if you have your calculator, ang kailangan nyo lang talagang malaman ay yung DF1 or DF2. And again, we can identify which of the two is the numerator by taking a look at the values of the MSS. The greater MSS has DF1 and the lower MSS has DF2. So 3 ang numerator, 20 ang denominator. So kapag gumagamit ng calculator, kalikong si Goldis yan. DF1, numerator, so DF2, 20, at 5% level of significance. So, i-click lang natin yung calculate. It would give us the critical value of F. So, 3.098 or that would be 3.10. And this is this value. And this value, the critical value of F, will be compared to the computed value of the F ratio. Again, ano yung convention natin sa pagre-reject? Kapag ka ino-compare natin ang computed values of the statistic, pwede? Nanginipag ko, okay rin eh, tahimik. Convention ng rejection and acceptance of the statistic. Computed value against the critical value. Anyone? Ay, ulit na ako yan dati ah. Sorry, Eugene. Kasi na yung isa, bigyan natin na yung ibang chance yung iba. Saan yung nag-raise na hands? Grace K. Rivera.
Sir, kapag yung calculated po natin is less than, dun po sa critical value, i-accept po natin. Kapag yung calculated value naman po is greater than or equal, i-reject po.
Okay. So, in that case, our computed value is greater than the critical value. Did we reject or accept?
Reject, sir.
So, we reject the null hypothesis. And since the null hypothesis is no significant difference, it means that there is a significant difference among the three three groups. So at 5% alpha level, the computed value 28.179 is greater than the critical value. So it means that it falls under the rejection region or the 0.05 p-value because the F ratio is greater than the critical value. So we reject the null hypothesis. Hence, there is significant difference among the four groups of employees trained in the different levels. Question so far? So by simple analysis of the means, makikita natin as computed by the means, kapag kinumpute natin yung mean ng bawat isa nito, yung pinaka different doon sa apat na means we can conclude according to the highest or the lowest value. Yun lang ang pwede natin gawin. Pero in identifying which among the group seems to be different, we proceed with another statistical analysis, which is the post hoc analysis, or the identification of which among the three or the four groups significantly differ from the other. Question so far? Yes, Rizal.
Sir, okay lang din po na pag nag-formulate ng hypothesis instead of using significant difference, diba sir, pwede rin namang significant variation?
Yes, significant variation. So again, going back dun sa application ng species, since meron na tayong mga groupings kanina, ito dalawa lang kasi nila i-group dito 1 and 3. Yeah. So may 3 groups dito. Kaya lang, it seems that there is no data that falls under group 2. So dalawa lang din yan. So let's say for example, sa number of employees, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Merong 4 na groupings din. If we conduct an analysis of variance, we go to comparing the means, and one-way ANOVA. So the dependent list will be our response variable. So kung ang response variable natin ay ito, and we also need the factor variable. Kung ina-factor variable natin sa number of employees, depending on the number of employees, so if we conduct this analysis of variance, it would give us this ANOVA table. So binigay na niya ang sum of squares, ang degrees of freedom, ang computed F, at saka yung p-value. So itong computed F na to, ito yung kino-compare doon sa critical value. So kung i-compare natin itong computed na to sa 2.772 sa So kung gumagamit ng calculator, we only have to identify the numerator and the numerator degree of freedom and the denominator degree of freedom. So yung mas mataas na main sum of squares has the numerator. So in this case, we have 0.879 and 0.317 as the main squares to be compared. Ang numerator ay 2 at ang denominator ay 33. So using the calculator, numerator of 2, denominator 33, we set it as 0.05 level of significance, and calculating that, you will have a value of 3.28 as the critical value. This 3.28 is compared from the computed value of F, 2.72. So 2.772 is less than 3.28. Shall we reject or accept the null hypothesis?
Accept, sir.
Accept the null hypothesis, whatever our hypothesis is that. Question so far? Yan ang iba. So for example, dito sa education. O ito, ang dami niyang groupings. Out of how many respondents? I think this is 320 respondents. Out of 320 respondents, nagkaroon siya ng groupings according to the education of the respondents. So from elementary level to the doctorate degree level. Meron siyang 10 na classification ng mga respondents. And I think ang topic na to ay about waste management. Okay, waste segregation. So kung ang response variable ay level of segregation, gusto niyo makita, is there a significant difference on the level of segregation of the respondents when they are grouped according to educational level. So, ang elementary level respondent ba or hindi nakatapos ng elementary ay iba ang segregation activities or segregation practices as compared to high school graduate, as compared to college graduate, or as compared to doctorate graduate. So conducting the analysis of variance, comparing the response variable race segregation according to the factor variable education. So, race segregation. So, out of the 10 groupings, it would automatically give you the analysis of variance or the comparison among the 10 groups with an F value of 1.394. So this will be compared kung hindi natin gustong gamitin yung computed value of the significance with the set level of alpha. We can compare this to the computed value of F or the critical value of F using the degrees of freedom. Since the mean sum of squares 2.155 is greater than 1.546, the numerator would be 8 and the denominator would be 311. Eight, 311. Numerator 8 within 311. That's 5%. So it would give us the computed value, the critical value of F, 1.968. And the computed value is 1.394. 1.394 is less than 1.968. Shall we reject or accept the null hypothesis?
Accept.
We accept the null hypothesis. So therefore, there is no significant difference on the waste segregation practices of the respondents when they are grouped according to educational level. So, kung meron kayong profile variables na 8, ibig sabihin, magkakaroon kayo ng 8 analysis of variance of a single response variable. Kung natatandaan niyo, 3 lang ang ni-refer ko sa inyo doon sa mga profile variables or the moderator profile variables para hindi naman masyadong madami yung ika-conduct na test. And you will be using your data to conduct this analysis analysis of variance either using the manual Excel, SPSS. Kung may SPSS, mas madali. Kung may Excel, then you make use of the formulas that we have discussed para mag-compute yung mga parameters na kailangan to compute for the F values and be compared to the critical value. Question? Question so far?
Wala kaming sir. SPS.
Sir,
Pwede
wait a minute.
magmamanual nga lang tayo
Sir,
sa Excel.
Mag-excel na lang kami.
sir, po,
Yes, sir.
naririnig po ba ako?
Yes.
Sir, sa Excel na ANOVA po,
Yes.
na sa data analysis, pero single factor, yun din po ba yun?
Oh, single factor.
Ayun, sir, meron po sa Excel.
Yes, pero hindi kanya ang ibibigay lang niya sa iyo ay yung computed value of F. Hindi niya ibibigay sa iyo ang mean sum of squares, ang case of product. Sige, try natin. Try tayo sa Excel. Experience, Laika. Para maka yung mga klase mo, you can share.
Nakalimutan ko na, sir, paano ko ginawa. Pero po kasi ginawa ko po yun nung nag-cron back po. Then, ang lumabas naman po yung may SS. Yun nga po, sir, hindi ko po naiintindihan yung mga lumabas. May SS, may DF, may F, may F, tsaka may P value.
Kasi natin.
May MS din po. Hindi ko po alam kung ano yung MS.
Mean sum of squares.
Yun po yun.
Okay.
Pinalabas ko lang po yung data analysis na option sa Excel.
Yan nga na naman. Number, sir. Nakalimutan ko na talaga. Sir, sample?
Sample.
Sir, yung ginamit ko po pala dun, two-factor, kaya po lumabas po siguro yung
Iba yung two factor.
Kasi nga po pang cron back na